Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crazy Country Coupon. I'm Jenny, aka Crazy Country Coupon. Normally we do couponing videos, but this isn't normal times. So we're going to do a different type of video tonight, and I guarantee you it's going to be informative. So go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, because they need this information just as much as you do. So let's go ahead and share it. And if you're not a subscriber, well, guys, take a moment and hit that subscription button and that notification bell, because we want you to join us when things get back to whatever normal's going to be. Well, we're going to get back to saving money. We're still saving money, just not as much as we're used to saving. But this is all about helping you out, and I believe this will do so. So, again, you don't want to miss it. So hit that subscription button and that notification bell. We'll be glad to have you. And subscribers, come on in. We're going to talk preparedness. Yeah, we are. Somebody asked what a bug out bag was. Well, I'm going to tell you. Actually, I'm going to show you. And I'm going to tell you why you need one, why everybody in your household needs one. And I'm going to tell you my first experience with a bug out bag. Alrighty, my first experience with a bug out bag, or what we call a bug out bag these days, was way back when we were in a Cold War with Russia. During that time, my first husband and I, he was stationed in Germany, 15 minutes from the Russian border. Now, the Russian border had literally portable missiles lined all down that border, pointed right at our base that we were at. And because of that, we had to do evacuation, preparedness drills. Evacuation preparedness drills every 2 months. And we would have to have a bag, and it had to stay ready and in a closet or right next behind the doors where I kept mine. And it was a big duffel bag, if you've ever seen a military OD green duffel bag. And it would weigh about anywhere between 50 to 75 pounds, depending on how many kids you had and what you had in it. And what they wanted in that was 3 days' supplies for everyone that you were bringing, along with your papers. And your papers being your passport, your ID, your kids' shot records, any important papers that you need, you had to have them as well. And when drill time came, they would just come and bang on the door and give you 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to be prepared. You had to get your kids ready, standing at the door along with your duffel bag. When they came back, they would check your duffel. Really, check your duffel to make sure everything that you were supposed to have is in there. And they would check your papers to make sure you had them. And then after that, a soldier would pick up the bag and escort you down, in my case, down 4 flights of stairs to the bus. And you'd board the bus, and they would time how long that took. It had to take under 15 minutes to evacuate an entire housing area. And then they'd take you to this little airport and fly you to Frankfurt, and then from Frankfurt, hopefully fly you back to the States if everything worked out okay. So, it's my first experience of having to have a preparedness bag, as we called it back then, or a duffel. And almost the same kind of stuff goes in it, just a little bit different and a smaller scale. Because I don't have anybody carrying that bag. And 75 pounds on your back, well, that can get kind of heavy for all of us. So what goes in a bug-out bag or a preparedness bag? Well, if you are going to keep it up, and you really do need to, and I didn't. I was a throw it in the trunk kind of gal, and hopefully if the emergency came, I would have what I had. Well, now we're going to be keeping it up. If you keep it up and you can do it seasonal, then it's even better, because that way, if a disaster does happen to strike you and it's summer, you got summer stuff in there, not winter stuff. Winter stuff ain't going to help you much during the summer, and vice versa. So, we're going to go through some of the stuff that you should have in there now. Well, yes, it's spring. It's getting to be summer. It's going to be summer. And even winter. So you can change it up. But you've got some basics in here that's going to stay the same no matter what. First off, let's talk about the bag. It needs to be semi-waterproof, if not waterproof. And if not, and you have it in a place that it might get wet, you might want to put it in a big trash bag. Just saying. I had mine in the trunk of my old car. Well, evidently it leaks. Yeah, it was nasty when I pulled it out today. So, we got to replace it. I have the perfect bag. Yes, I do. It is a expandable duffel. And it's going to be perfect for what we're going to be doing. Okay. I got to get up and move around a little bit, guys, so I can show you this bag. Okay. I hope you guys, if you did go to the clearance, found something good. I did. I had to go by and stop by there anyway, so I see what they had. And I picked me up a little something. Alright, this bag has several compartments and two modes. Backpack mode, when it's all collapsed in and zipped up, and duffel mode. And right now it's kind of like in half and half. First off, you have lots of places to hang D-hooks. And off of D-hooks you can hang all kinds of little gadgets. Little lights, little flashlights, sanitizer, all kinds of stuff. Your end, excuse me guys, your end comes with pouches for pencils, maybe your cell phone, but it's basically for paper stuff or things for your kids to do, coloring books, crayons, that kind of stuff, or even for yourself for that matter. But the big thing about this that's really important that I really like is this clip. You put spare keys on this clip. In an emergency, you might not be able to find your keys. Are you going to hang around for 5 or 10 minutes and look for it? No. With this, you just simply have your extra keys here. If you can't find your keys, you just grab this and go. You can lock your house up because you'll have your house keys in here. And you have your car keys. So, extra keys. And if you don't have one of these in your bug-out bag, you put them on a D-clip and some Velcro, so they Velcro in here, so you know exactly where they're at. This zips up both sides. And it has these little tabs on it that allow you to use more of these D-clips. I use these D-clips to help secure it. You would pull both this and then put your D-clip on here and then secure it to another part back in the back. It's less likely that somebody's going to be easily get into it. Now, in backpack mode, you would just be using the front, this part, and the very back. The center would be closed. In this part, it unzips all the way down, if I can get it down. There we go. On both sides, it literally zips all the way down. And in here, I have my tools. Now, this bag is set up for a couple of different conditions. It is set up for just a simple bug out situation where it could be a possible flood. They come knocking at your door. Come on, we gotta go. You be back in a couple hours, back in a day or two. Yeah, no big deal. And it's also set up for a situation where, well, we're not going to have this situation, but we're going to talk about it. It's set up for a situation that's catastrophic. One where you're going to leave your residence or leave your home or leave your car and not go back. Don't know where you're going to go, what you're going to do, but it's set up to help you with that situation. Because you don't want to have to be thinking about this kind of stuff when you're having to think about where you're going to go, what you're going to do. That being said, if indeed you are having to bug out in that type of situation, and you know it's that type of situation, don't forget your weapon. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. Now, in this first other flat compartment, I keep my tools. And what kind of tools might you need? Now, the tools are going to be good anywhere from a 3-day situation to a catastrophe type situation. Now, the thing about the tools is, or any of this for that matter, disasters are happening around us everywhere. Every single day. Just the other day, Jonesboro had a tornado. Tore it up pretty bad. Last month, Nashville, pretty bad. Soon we're going to have a hurricane season again. We are having unprecedented things like volcano eruptions that are massive, destroying whole islands. We are having things like tsunamis. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought in our lifetime we would see something like that? That was horrific. And we're still experiencing the effects of it today. Now, you've seen those. Houston. The last, big storm at Houston. The things that we seen was horrific. Your government can't get to you sometimes in time to help you. You have to help yourself. And that's what this is about. Helping yourself. So, every single person needs a bug-out bag. Your child needs a bug-out bag. If it's old enough to put a backpack on its back, it needs a bug-out bag. An infant, that's what the bigger bag is for. You put all the infant stuff in with yours. Okay? Back to what's in the bug-out bag. Now, what's in this bag can be used in any of the scenarios. Whether you be in your car, happen to be transient for 3 days. Because, let's face it, if you run out of where you lived at, and you don't have no money, you're probably going to be in your car. Okay? So, another thing that you might want to think about putting in your trunk of your car, just in case, is a tent. A cheap tent. And maybe a camping chair. Just saying. Okay? Comfort, guys. It's all about comfort. Particularly if you got kids. In this bag, we have flashlights. The batteries are not in them. The batteries are separate. That way they don't corrode. And hopefully they're still good. You got to keep a check on them because they do go bad. I also have zip ties in this bag. They have their uses, guys. Now, in this bag, because I haven't transferred it over yet, is my, I want to call it like a hunting knife. It actually has this little hook on it, which I'm assuming is for gutting whatever it was that you killed. I'm just assuming. I am not a hunter, and I'm definitely not a killer. That's why I gave up chicken farming, guys. When it push came to shove, I couldn't do what was necessary. And so I'm scared to death that if push comes to shove, I won't be, well, yeah, I will. If you get hungry enough, guys, yeah, you'll be able to do what's necessary. So don't, you're going to feel bad about it, and you will for the first couple of times, but then you will understand, that this is, it is what it is, and we have to survive. It's what was put into us. It's in our DNA. It's programmed into us. That need to survive. But this is going to be your tools. Okay? I mean, you can have a variety of things in here. I have, like I said, 2 lights. You can have 3 or 4 lights if you want. A headlamp is good. I do have a headlamp, but I use it, so it's not in here. I have hemostats in here. They're like a third little hand. just in case you need something to be held together while you get something else. Okay? So these things are an awesome little tool. Another little tool that would be really good if would be like a little hammer. Would be really good to have. But this is one of my little faves. It has a bottle opener on it. It is a D-clip clamp that unscrews so it will not come apart. So if you need to use this to put something together and hold it so it doesn't come apart, you can do that. Or you can put other D-clamps on it with other things. It has a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver on it. Though what I would use that for in emergency, I don't know. But more importantly, it's got this blade on it, guys. And at the end is like a little saw blade, and at the top is just a regular blade. And I'm not really sure what this is for, but I'm pretty sure it's for something. But it's a really cute little tool. It was very inexpensive. So, none of this stuff has to be expensive. You can get it from the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General. It doesn't have to be expensive because you won't be using it. Excuse me. You won't be using it, very long, hopefully. Yes, you will not. I'm saying it. Affirmating. Okay? We will not have to use these bug-out bags. But this goes in this compartment. As well as anything else that kind of goes flat that you might want to be bringing. And you're going to be bringing some other things in here as well. And this might be a good place that we can find to put them. Next up, you're going to have 3 days worth of clothes. And those clothes need to be, depending on the season, but for sure, you need 3 pairs of socks. No matter what season, 3 pairs of socks, guys. Military, I tell you, anytime you're having to pack a bag like this, you got to have 3 pairs of socks. Now, I like to carry 1 long pair of socks and 2 regular pairs of socks. Socks have a lot of different uses if in a pinch, if you need them. So, think about that. 3 pairs of underwear. But let me give you a little tip about the underwear. If you have old bathing suit bottoms, or want to go and get you some bathing suit bottoms for this bag, much better choice. For one, in a pinch, if you have to literally get naked or almost naked in front of someone, well, it's a bathing suit bottom. Okay, covers pretty much everything. The other thing you're going to get is a sports bra, and it's going to go in here. A good sports bra. Again, that way if you have to strip down in front of somebody, maybe to wash up or whatever, it's a sports bra. Ain't going to show much. The other thing you might want to put in here is a towel. A quick dry towel. Doesn't have to be a great big one, but they have them at the Dollar General. They're called quick dry towels. You might want to put you one in here. That's where, in case you can get where you can take a shower or wash up. Now, in the 3 days of clothing, and like I said, depending on the, there it is. Depending on the season of what you're going to have. For sure, you're going to have a light jacket, especially right now. Preferably rain repellent, or, doesn't get too wet. It's going to get wet, but doesn't get too wet, hopefully. But very light, because this time of year, you're going to keep stuff that you can layer. So, this, very light, with a hood, by the way, with a hood. Then, for your pants, you're going to have a pair of jeans, and they have cargo pants made out of this same thin type material, like a nylon, almost like these yoga pants that I'm wearing now, but like a nylon. And they're in the men's department. And they're cargo pants. And they have zippers at the knee. And what you do is you unzip the knees and they become shorts. And so women can get these too. You just got to adjust your size down to whatever is comparable to the men's size. But this right here, those cargo pants, perfect. Absolute perfect for this. Because it does double duty and it has plenty of pockets. Now you're going to have a pair of shorts and a very thin pair of pants. Almost like leggings. That you can actually roll up. Okay. Now, shirt-wise, tank top, short sleeve shirt or t-shirt, something like this right here, pretty thin. And maybe a second one. And then beyond that, a long sleeve shirt or hoodie that's thin. And you can get a pullover, you can get a zip up. I have a couple of different ones. That's for summer, by the way. And if you can fit it in there, you might want to have one more little hoodie. Now that's your clothes for summer. Winter-wise, you know, you're going to want long johns, leggings, 3 pairs of pants, one of them being wool. All long socks, long john shirts, a couple of those, a t-shirt, the sports bra, and bikini or bathing suit bottoms. Because, I mean, in an emergency situation, you might want to take a shower, and you might have to take a shower where there's a lot of people. Well, like I said, bathing suit. And you don't have to have the bathing suit, just the bottoms and your sports bra. Alright, so that's your 3 days of clothing, and for you and your child, or whatever it may be. Next up. Okay, that would be your clothing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would go in clothing. Oh, personal care items. There we go. They were all the way at the bottom, guys. They're coming up. Personal care items. Toothbrush. A small thing of toothpaste. A comb. Hairbrushes take up too much room. Dry shampoo. Remember that Tylenol that was glitching, guys? Yeah, found a new home. All this stuff, guys, was either coupons or samples. Sorry, guys, dropped the comb. And we have, well, dropping stuff left and right out of this bag. If I can get this back in here. Johnson's Baby Head to Toe Wash. This is in the baby department, and it's, like, there's like 3 little packages of it. Or sometimes they have it in the singles. But, it's just a little extra to go with your water to wash your body, if you need to. We have sanitizer. A very small bottle of sanitizer. You might want to do, because of the situation, you might want to upgrade on your size of sanitizer. And this right here is anti-itch or itch relief moisturizing lotion. Because you never can tell. You might be out in the sun a little bit too long or whatever reason. You got an itch. So you try some of this. Alright, that's your personal care items. Again, I'm going to disappear for a sec, guys. And of course, if there's anything else in here, I mean, you don't need no makeup items or nothing like that. Because it's an emergency. But if you take medicines, wherever you keep your medicines, you want to keep one of these big baggies. Or your kids' medicine as well. Keep one of these big baggies. In the event of emergency, you go straight to it. Take all your medicines and put them in this big baggie. And take this big baggie with you. And later you can put it in your bug out bag. Or we're ladies or women. We're going to be running with our purses, okay? So, this goes back in what I call our personal side because it's going to have your clothing and it's going to have your personal care items. Now, shoes. If it's summer, more than likely, most of us just have flip-flops or slides laying around. If you have enough forethought, you'll put on tennis shoes and run. That's A1. But, you know, sometimes it gets super hot in the summertime or, you know, really warm. You might want to have an extra pair of shoes in here that are like flat sandals, but not slides. Okay, just like flat sandals. Or better yet, oh, I got one even better for you. Swimmer shoes. You need to have a pair of swimmer shoes in here. That way, if you have to go in the water anywhere, you're already prepared for that. So, swimmer shoes is your other pair of shoes that's going to go in this bag. And of course, in the winter, it's going to be boots, guys. You're going to keep boots in your car. They're probably not going to fit in your bag. If they do, that's great. But if not, they're going to go in your car. Because you may, in a hurry, run out of the house without any boots and realize in the dead of winter, you got to have those boots. Now, we have a big center compartment. In backpack mode, you will not use this big center compartment. But this is going to be for all of your supplies, and depending on how much supplies you have, is how much this is going to open up. Now, on the end of this bag is a flat, just Velcro compartment. In this is emergency toilet paper, which is basically just a 3-pack of Kleenex. So Clorox wipes for surfaces. And there's also going to be some antibacterial wipes in here as well. And other than sanitizer, let's see if I can't find some other sort of waterless small wipe. Kleenex wipes would be perfect for this. A pack of antibacterial and regular would be great. The only bad thing about it is there's not enough of them in the package to actually wash your body should you need to. And mostly your diaper wipes are not antibacterial. And in a situation, antibacterial wipes would be your better choice because the bacteria is what makes you smell. So, you need to figure something out with that one. Now, in the center is the business end, as I call it. This thing has, again, another way to carry it, the little duffel piece. And a great way to hang off more deep clamps, or clips, rather. So inside here, we've got some food. Remember, 3 days. You want to have 3 liters of water for one person as well. Now, 3 liters of water is, if you're carrying it in liter bottles, is kind of heavy. You can try to get 3 liters of water in cans would be great. Because then you can kind of disperse the weight. Not to mention you can put it somewhere else in your car, hopefully. Right now, before I had REMs in my other bag, and of course they got ruined because they got wet. Even in the plastic bag, they were ruined because the temperature has to be blah, 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 or they'll get bad. This stuff right here, I don't think it's going to go bad, even if the temperature gets super hot. And all you got to do to eat it is add water. And maybe make it taste a little bit better, some butter. But if you don't have butter, then, you know, you still got good stuff. So, there's 2 of them in here. Yeah, we need 3 days. So, a 3rd day can be this, or it can be something else. And that's our dinner. Now, for breakfast, you want to get some instant oatmeal. Again, it's all very simple. Can be made with just water. And or grits, or cream of wheat. A little bit of cream of wheat can go a long way. And if you'd like, you could also put a Ziploc bag of powdered milk in there as well if you've got children. Now, the other thing I have in here, we have to drink. Remember we just talked about that 3 liters of water gets awful heavy? Well, let's just say you're out there longer than 3 days and you've already drank your water. And, you know, portable water is getting hard to find. Well, I actually have a water filter. Cool, huh? A little mini water filter. And/or life straw. And it comes with its own little water pumper. You can put this at the end and you draw it through and simply deposit it in another container. So, little tiny water filter. They're like $11 at Walmart. It's called a life straw. Great little gadget. And when we run out of water, well, we have a way to get some fresh. So that goes in there because these are essential, catastrophic uses, because up until a point we'll be able to get bottled water or other stuff to drink. Now, what else do we have in here? Well, we've got a little hard box. You don't have to put yours in a hard box. I just did because I actually have a couple of cookies down here. And I don't want them to get squished. And there's going to be a couple things missing out of this that we're going to add to this, which is going to be some sugar packages. Wouldn't hurt to add some salt and pepper packages. You want enough for 3 days, of course. So we might have to get something or another one of these. But in here, I have 2 tea bags, a hot chocolate mix, some dried fruit, 2, and I had 2 of the Pop-Tart crisps. You can put granola bars in there if that's what you like, which would be awesome. Or the Vita cookies, the Nature Made cookies, protein bars, Laura bars, any of those bars, you want them in here, that way they don't get all broke up. Now, next up, I have a pot. This pot is just a pot I found somewhere. But you can get mess kits. You can get Boy Scout mess kits off of line, or you can get military grade mess kits. It comes with like a skillet and everything that you need. This is a simple pot. I can wash my face with it. I can wash my hands with it. I can eat or drink out of it. I can cook out of it. And let me tell you, I've got another little idea for you. And we may even decide to make one, depending on how much prepping videos you want, guys. But a tuna can stove with a volley candle would actually boil my water in this pot. Okay, so I can make some of my normal meals. So we have a pot or a way to cook food or boil water. It's always best to boil water if you have to partake of water from outside sources. Now we also have a blanket. You remember those throws we got back before Christmas? Way before Christmas, that were like $1.25 because they were glitching. Excuse the hair, guys. Well, 1 or 2 of those rolled up in a ball. Perfect. Okay? And if it's summertime, well, you want the much thinner ones. And if it's wintertime, you want to get the Sherpa ones and roll the Sherpa ones up. Or get you a sleeping bag is even better. If you can get you if it's during the winter, if you can get your sleeping bag in here, or get it attached to it with some C-clamps, okay? Attached is a better choice. But then with your blanket, you're going to get some inflatable pillows. You just simply blow them up, and you can put one of your blankets around it, your shirt, something around it. One of the other things that I have in here is this adult poncho. These things are absolutely huge. And in a pinch, you can actually use this for shelter. So, double purposes. Okay? And speaking of shelter, normally I had 2 small tarps in this bag, but I think we used them, so I don't have them in here. I need to replace them. And to that end, I've got something I want to show you. And on top of that, well, I'm missing something, guys. Where did it go to? Aha. Multiple headbands. Okay, you're not going to have time to, get something for your hair when you run out the door. Okay? Now, there's a couple of these different things like this if it's summertime. There is this cool towels that you just snap and wet to keep cool. You want to have you a couple of those in there. And if it's wintertime, you want to have one of those scarves that go around your neck, preferably a super long one. That way, it does double duty and you can do something else with it. Don't know what, but you might need it for something else. But these right here are like little headbands that end up being a mask around your face if you need it to be, a cap, a wristband, a scrunchie, a do-rag, and or hood. Okay? And if it's hot, you just wet it and it helps keep you cool. So, next up, I've got rope in here somewhere, guys. I really do. Only I don't know where, but it's in here. I got polycord. I got paracord as well, and I need to find my paracord. And I've got just a little old piece of rope. And that's for those tarps, because those tarps make shelter. And as I said, I used to have 2 of the small cheap tarps in here. One for, one would be floor, one would be like the, top. And like I said, the food we've got, it's of your choice. I've told you what you could do for breakfast. You can also carry things like applesauce, yogurt, scratch the yogurt, excuse me. Applesauce. Now there is some, I don't think it's yogurt. They have applesauce and little squeeze things, stuff like that for your kids. Always keep the dates checked. Okay, now, I think that's about it as far as what's in there now. Everything for, your worst case scenario to your best case scenario. And actually, guys, it is missing one thing. I have a bigger bug out bag. This is my single person bug out bag. Excuse me, guys, had something in my eye. But in my bigger bug out bag that I actually would carry by hand, it's a duffel with a strap. There's actually a book that, tells you what to do in worst case scenarios. This would actually be on your back. If you have an infant child or a small child, put you a sling in here to carry that infant. If you know what I'm talking about, where you lay them across. Less wear and tear on you. These items right here, these are part of my tools. There is a compass in here. There is a whistle for emergencies. And 3 ways to start fire. There's normally 2 lighters in here, but right now they're gone. I've got some matches. I've got a magnesium piece, and I've got a striker rod. So I have 3 ways to start fire as well. And that's a definite thing that you always want to have besides water, a way to have fire. Now, the last thing that I've got is something I picked up today, and I'm not sure of. It might be my replacement for my tarps, what we were talking about. Guys, I'm sorry this video is running so long just to show you a few things, but the other thing that I've got to replenish, because these are definitely out of date, is you want some anti-diarrhea medication. Preferably a whole box of it. Because between the stress and what you might be eating or drinking, you're probably going to have diarrhea. So you want to have some of these. Now, when I went today to the Dollar General, I found some more of these Gillette sensor razors. We have a $3 off. These are half price. That makes them $2.25. That's 75-cent overage on any of these that you get. So I use that 75-cent overage to get me something that was 70% off. That's this plastic sheeting. That's 10 by 20 feet, heavy duty, 3mm plastic sheeting. It can be used as vapor barriers, drop cloth, moisture barriers, concrete curing, a weed shield for camping, a boat cover. It's just heavy duty stuff. Now I've seen this, and what I paid for this, for both of those things, was like $1. A tarp or 2 tarps would cost me quite a lot of, well, not quite a lot of money. It cost me about $10, $15. Now this right here, whoop, all kinds of stuff going on, guys. This right here can serve as a tarp, or a floor, or both. Either way it goes, it can be shelter. It's pretty heavy. That's the only bad thing about it compared to the tarps. But for use-wise, you could get, I think, a little bit more use out of this than you could a tarp. You could actually, if it was big enough, I'm going to go look for some more of this. If I find another one, I'm going to see if I can't rig up a teepee. And if I can, that would be a great use for this for an emergency situation. But it's pretty big, so if you needed a bigger covered area or a bigger shelter for you and your family, this would do it. So this might need to be in your bug out bag, or at least in your car with your bug out bag or close to it. But like I said, it's pretty heavy. Alright guys, you've seen what all I'm carrying in there. Get your own ideas, because everybody's needs are different. But the bottom line is, have you a bag. Be prepared to exit your home at any given moment without worry and with ease. Make sure your children have a bag. Make sure you know where they're at. Make sure your children know where they're at. And teenagers, same with teenagers. Make sure your teenagers understand the importance of this. And when it comes down to it, and it ever happens, to simply grab your bag and come on, and don't panic. And just assess the situation. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I hope this helped you and helps you get prepared. Don't forget, everybody needs this. Alrighty, y'all come back now. Here.